Welcome to Canada! And welcome to the Election Day edition of Game Pickups. Can't really think of a better name for it. Has everyone in Ontario voted yet? I haven't yet, but by the time this video will be uploaded, I will have. I hope my guy would. Anyway, I actually haven't been able to do too much game hunting lately, but I went out today. And got some decent stuff here. And I'm also going to be talking about Mario Kart. Where's some of the stuff? Where's the case? Okay, I don't remember exactly where I put the case for Mario Kart Wii. But another thing I got on the same day, I picked up Mario Kart 8 Wii U. I picked up this Wii U standard controller. It's wireless, just like all other stuff. It's actually a really nice controller. It fits nice in the hand. It's actually, I wouldn't say, in terms of feel, it's a little bit better than the Xbox 360 controller. And I really like that controller. Plus, it has a built-in rechargeable battery, and it's like featherweight. You barely even feel it. The only problem with it, really, is it doesn't have analog triggers. They're all digital. But in every other way, it has just as much functionality as the Xbox 360 controller. The joysticks have buttons, 4 face buttons, home button, power, all that. It's actually a really good controller. And most games are compatible with it too. Mario Kart's compatible with it. Super Smash is going to be compatible with it. So now on to today's video game finds. First I went to Goodwill. They had nothing at all. Then I went to Value Village, and they had one thing. I've actually been kind of curious to get one of these for a little while, so I've actually picked one up today. It's a Wii Fit board. It was $9 at Value Village. It seems like it's in good shape. It feels like it's in one piece. There's a couple marks here and there that probably clean off. And the fool that owned this before they gave it to Value Village left the batteries inside. There's a little bit of loose battery acid in there. It doesn't look that bad. It's easily clean. I can easily clean it off. But yeah, now I finally have a Wii Fit board. So then after that, of course, I went to Microplay, and I figured, you know what, why not? I'm casually trying to lose weight. I try to take care of myself. So I decided to buy the Wii U Wii Fit. This I bought it brand new. It includes this walking thing. And why not? The other games I picked up there, I didn't pick up too much at Microplay. In fact, I only really picked up one other game, save for a couple games for our 250 subscriber contest, which, because we just hit that number, it's coming up soon, so pay attention to that. The other game I picked up for myself, I don't see myself ever getting the game system it's for anytime soon, but I picked up an Atari Jaguar game. They actually had an Atari Jaguar game at Microplay. That was really surprising. It was for $15. Cybermorph. If you're an AVGN fan, you'll recognize this as the "Where did you learn to fly?" game. That's really silly. I also went to a Comic Warehouse in town. They have a bunch. They have a lot of really good deals for comics. They have about 20 or 30 long boxes full of $1 comics. So I bought a bunch of stuff there today. I'm only going to show you the $1 stuff and a trade paperback, but I did get some other stuff there too. I got 3 issues of Sensational She-Hulk for $1 each. It's a really entertaining series where there's a lot of fourth wall breaking. It's written by John Byrne, who's a very well-respected writer. And then the other thing I got there was for $8. These things are usually supposed to be $30, but for $8 I got a very good condition copy of X-Men Masterworks 1. This is in color, the first 9 issues of the original X-Men series, written by Stan Lee and drawn by Jack Kirby. And I'm looking forward to that. For $8, that was pretty good. And that's pretty much it for recent video game finds, so now on to my thoughts on the new Mario Kart. Okay, quick background information. I've been playing the Mario Kart series since the Super Nintendo days. I kind of grew up on Super Nintendo Mario Kart, the original. I had the Game Boy Advance version, as my 2 brothers also had the Game Boy Advance version, and we'd play multiplayer on that sometimes. We had, I never really owned the N64 back when it was a system, but I played enough of the N64 game. I played it a lot at Josh's place here and there. We got the GameCube game Double Dash when the day it came out, and I haven't played much of the DS version, but I thought that version was pretty good. I didn't really like the Wii version that much. They changed the number of racers from 8 to 12 without adjusting the item balancing, so you'd see the blue shell 3 or 4 times every race. Even in the Grand Prix mode, which made it more about chance and luck than about skill. When you play on the higher difficulty levels, it's not the best Mario Kart game. I've never played the 3DS one. So, going into this, I didn't like the last one I played, and I didn't play Mario Kart 7. So, the trailers made it look really good. I bought it on day 1, and I'm sorry these are a little late. I usually try to get these vlogs out 3 or 4 days after the game comes out. This is probably the best Mario Kart game since the N64 Double Dash days. Yeah, arguably, Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart Double Dash are the 2 best Mario Kart games. 64 added a lot of stuff, so it had probably the best overall list of courses in the entire series. It had some great battle mode maps, some good new items and everything. Double Dash, some people didn't like the two-person car system that much. It was a little weird, but if you can get past that, it's a very good game. It has probably the most frantic feel of the entire series. There's the one course in it that instead of just the normal 3 laps, you have 7, and the whole thing's just a giant loop. That track gets really frantic. And they also expanded battle mode in that, so instead of just the traditional 3 balloon thing, you have that, plus 2 other modes. I forget what the second one was. It might have been collecting coins. The third one, you have to hold on to the shine sprite the longest, and that one's really intense if you play on the GameCube map, which is just an enclosed arena with no obstacles. That GameCube battle mode was really fun. And then they ruined battle mode in Mario Kart Wii by making it so if you lose all 3 balloons, you don't actually die. You just respawn and lose a point. And there's no option to say how many bots you're going to play against if you're playing alone. I was really disappointed with Mario Kart Wii. I never really got into it. The new one is an improvement over the Wii version in pretty much every single way. There's still 12 racers, but they completely redid the item balancing system. When in the Wii version you see like 3 or 4 blue shells every race. In this one, I played Grand Prix, I think about 11 times, and I've seen the blue shell about 9 times in total in the Grand Prix. There was one time when I saw it 2 in one race, but for the most part, that's still less than 1 blue shell per Grand Prix by average, and that's actually a lot better. The items can still get a little frantic, but And then if you get hit by one, and sometimes you get hit by a bunch, but as long as that doesn't happen in the final race, in the final lap, you can usually catch up. So there's still a little bit of luck involved, and with an item-based racing game, there's always going to be a little bit of luck involved, but the item balancing is better, and it is more about skill than anything else. The new items are actually really good. First, you have this flower thing. It might have been in one of the older games, but it's one of those chomper flowers that every now and then it just chomps forward, it boosts you slightly, and if someone gets too close to you, just chomp to the side, boom, done. They brought back coins for this one. I don't remember if they had them for the Wii version, but the more coins you have, and you can have up to 10, the more coins you have, the quicker you recover when you get hit by an item, and that's also really handy. And then, probably the most awesome new item in this game is the 8 item. What it does is it gives you 8. It gives you one copy of 8 different items all at the same time. They're all swirling around you. When you hit the item button, whichever one is closest to the front of your card is the one you use. Like, you get a star, you get a boost, you get a red shell, a green shell, you get pretty much everything. It's so much fun. But yeah, they did really good with the new items. They did really good with a lot of that stuff. The new maps are also really good. It's probably the best list of Mario Kart maps since the N64 game. I mean, you've got this one downhill Wario ski thing, where instead of 3 laps, it's just 1, and the whole thing is downhill. That's a really fun map. And then there's another one that's in this big giant boombox sort of thing, and you're going all over the walls. Like, there's one part where this track splits into 2, and then they're both going sideways against each other, so if you're close enough, you'll see someone driving upside down over top of you. And then you're driving on these piano notes. There's a lot of really creative level designs in it. There's an airport. There's a lot of kart customization options that you unlock too. Like, yeah, there are these parachute-like things that you can choose different designs for. The normal one, you get like a parachute, a parasail, and like I forget what they're called, but you can unlock a flying squirrel, flower, Bowser banner. There's all sorts of really neat unlockables, like wooden wheels. The Yoshi bike! Man, they went out of their way to make this. You can tell they put a lot of effort into it, and because the Wii U is in HD, of course this is in HD. Rainbow Road looks fantastic in high definition. All the new maps look good. Even the classic maps they brought back look good too. They brought back the N64 Rainbow Road. They fancied it up. The character-based fireworks at the end look spectacular in high definition. They brought back a good list of classic maps. So the racing portion of the game is the best since Mario Kart N64. Online, I haven't really had time to use it that much, but it seems to work pretty well. Split-screen multiplayer works really well, and you'd almost worry that with this controller, like, oh, this screen gives the first player extra incentive because they get a radar nobody else does know. If you're playing split-screen multiplayer, this shows the exact same thing as the TV. So there's no unfair advantage there. But, yeah, racing is good. Unfortunately, they kind of messed up battle mode again. Again, it's not as bad as the Wii version. If you get all 3 balloons lost, you're kind of out, but you can still drive around in like a ghost form and attack other people for hopefully getting points. It is still point-based, which for a battle mode with 12 people, that's fine. But you also lose 1 point every time you lose a balloon. On the downside for battle mode, there are no dedicated battle mode maps. Instead, they use race courses. Race courses in battle mode. Circular race courses. Like giant circles. Really? You couldn't have maybe closed off like just a big wide open part of that race course, threw in some obstacles and make that your battle mode map? How hard would that be? At least for the most part, they picked the better courses for battle mode. They picked like the Toad Highway from N64 is one of them, with all the cars all over the place. They picked the Yoshi Valley with all the winding pathways. They picked one of the Donut Plains from Super Nintendo, and it's a really enclosed and yet wide open. So that's probably the best battle mode map because you see everyone all the time. But still, really? You couldn't have even made the effort and have all the battle mode dedicated maps from older games. That would be fine. Like take the Skyscraper and Block Fortress from N64. Take one of their basic designs from Super Nintendo. Take either the GameCube map from the GameCube version or the very similar DS map from the DS version. But no, you had to screw up battle mode again. But even so, it's still more fun in this battle mode than it was in the Wii version, so it's an improvement. And because the Wii U has had a lot of DLC in other games, like the new Super Luigi U was originally DLC and then they released a retail copy, there's hope that they can bring in DLC to give dedicated battle mode maps. But until then, we're stuck with the silly race maps for battle mode. That's my only major complaint about the game, though. Everything else about the game is fine. And another added bonus about the game is, no matter which way you buy it, retail, download, or you buy the deluxe Wii U edition, although if you buy it download, you have to make sure your Wii account is connected to your Club Nintendo Points account first. But with the purchase of Mario Kart up until I think September 10th, you get a free game download. And you can choose. You either choose Pikmin 3. What? Zelda HD. What? And honestly, I forget the other two. But you had a free download. I picked Zelda HD. I'm sure a lot of people will pick Pikmin 3. And the other two games are probably decent too, but yeah, with the purchase of Mario Kart, until September 10th you get a free downloadable game for the Wii U. So, for the price of one game, you're getting two. And for that alone, it's worth picking it up for a Wii U. It's worth getting a Wii U for Mario Kart 8. If you like Mario Kart. So, and plus there's a lot of other big games coming out for it. There's Hyrule Knights or Warriors, which is kind of an action game based in the Zelda universe. Super Smash Brothers, which I'm not only getting that on launch day, I'm going to try to have some sort of launch party for it. And then there's also Bayonetta 2, which they just announced the retail version of Bayonetta 2 is going to include the first Bayonetta game, and the first Bayonetta game is delightfully insane and over the top. So that should be good. There's a lot of decent games coming out for the Wii U, and they also announced a new Zelda game that's going to have a bit of an open world feel to it. That's probably not going to come out until next year, but yeah. There's more and more reasons to get a Wii U now, and I certainly do not regret picking one up. And this video is starting to get long, so I might as well end it here. See ya!